In the deep south, the dead don't sleep. Restless spirits still wander the old roads and ruined mansions.
Number 1. Witch of Yazu, Yazu City, Mississippi. In the heart of Yazu City, Mississippi, there's a story that has haunted locals for over a century. It began with whispers of a strange woman who lived alone near the Yazu River in the late 1800s. People said she lured fishermen deep into the woods, and some were never seen again.
She's here.
One day, after several mysterious disappearances, the sheriff tried to confront her. She fled into the swamp, but got stuck in quicksand, and with her dying breath, cursed the town. According to legend, she screamed that she'd return in 20 years to burn Yazu City to the ground.
She's gone.
The townsfolk buried her in Glenwood Cemetery and placed heavy chains on her grave, hoping to keep her spirit locked away. But exactly 20 years later, in 1904, a massive fire broke out.
I warned them.
It destroyed more than 200 homes and businesses, and no one could explain how it spread so fast. After the fire, some people visited the cemetery and found the chains around the witch's grave broken. There were no signs of tampering, no storms, and no human footprints nearby. To this day, the broken chain remains, and the story of the Witch of Yazu is told by parents and tour guides alike. Some call it a coincidence, others swear it was her curse, but one thing is for sure: when night falls in Yazu City, no one dares step too close to that grave. Number 2. Lavinia Fisher, Charleston, South Carolina. Lavinia Fisher's name still echoes through Charleston's cobbled streets, and her story begins in the early 1800s with a cozy inn just outside the city. Lavinia and her husband John owned the 6-mile Wayfarer House, a resting stop for travelers. But guests started disappearing, and none ever checked out. When locals grew suspicious, they uncovered a terrifying truth.
Care for a spot of tea, darling?
Legend has it, Lavinia welcomed lone men with warm smiles and poisoned tea. Once they were unconscious, a trap door would open beneath their bed, sending them straight to the cellar. Authorities eventually found stolen belongings and bones buried nearby.
We didn't mean for it to go this far.
Lavinia and John were arrested and sentenced to hang in 1820, and her final words still chill the air. If any of you have a message for the devil, give it to me. I'll deliver it myself. Today her ghost is said to roam the old Charleston jail, where she spent her final days. Visitors claim to hear footsteps, cries, and even Lavinia's mocking laughter.
She's still here. I feel her.
Some have even seen her ghost staring from the upper windows, still in her wedding dress. Charleston's charming streets may be full of southern beauty, but at night, the past rises, and Lavinia Fisher is still very much a part of it. Number 3. Lalaurie Mansion, New Orleans, Louisiana. In the heart of the French Quarter stands one of the most haunted buildings in America, the Lalaurie Mansion. In the 1830s, it was home to Delphine Lalaurie. A wealthy and elegant socialite by day, she threw lavish parties. But behind the walls, something far more sinister was happening.
Some secrets are best kept hidden.
When a fire broke out in 1834, firefighters discovered the attic held more than smoke. They uncovered a hidden chamber with shackled victims and horrifying scenes of cruelty. Stories spread quickly, and an angry mob stormed the house. Madame Lalaurie fled, never to be seen again. But the dark energy never left. People have reported ghostly moans, screams, and shadowy figures drifting through the windows. Some say they've seen a woman in black staring silently from the balcony, her eyes empty and cold. Even residents who tried living there claimed strange accidents and unexplained nightmares forced them to leave. Though the mansion now sits quiet, tour guides still point to its windows and whisper of the pain once trapped inside.
This house, it's cursed.
In a city filled with music and magic, the Lalaurie Mansion remains a chilling reminder of secrets that refuse to stay buried. Number 4. McRaven House, Vicksburg, Mississippi. Tucked beneath mossy oaks in Vicksburg, Mississippi, the McRaven House is often called the most haunted house in the South. Built in 1797, the house has seen the rise and fall of generations, war, and tragedy. It was used as a Confederate hospital during the Civil War, and the blood that stained its wooden floors may have never truly washed away.
My baby.
The home's most famous spirit is Mary Elizabeth Howard, a young woman who died tragically in childbirth in the 1830s. Her room remains just as it was, and visitors claim her presence is strongest there. People say they've seen her rocking chair move on its own and felt icy coldness wrap around them in an instant.
Did you hear that?
But Mary isn't the only ghost inside these walls. During the siege of Vicksburg, Union troops killed the home's then owner, Andrew Glass, who had refused to leave. Ever since, shadowy figures have been spotted peering from windows, and disembodied voices whisper in empty rooms.
I will not leave.
Even tour guides admit they won't go into certain parts of the house alone after dark. McRaven House isn't just a museum, it's a time capsule holding centuries of Southern history, pain, and mystery, and as night falls, it feels like the past never truly left. Number 5. Casablanca Inn, Lantern Lady. In the coastal city of St. Augustine, where cobblestone streets wind between centuries-old buildings, one hotel stands out for its ghostly glow, the Casablanca Inn. During the 1920s, when Prohibition was in full swing, the inn's owner had a secret. She would help rum runners smuggle liquor into Florida, and she did it with a lantern. Every time it was safe for boats to come ashore, she'd step onto the second-floor balcony and swing her lantern slowly in the dark. That light meant all clear.
The law is closing in.
It worked for years until the law caught up. Though the innkeeper was never convicted, her secret life left its mark. And some say it never ended. To this day, guests and locals alike have reported seeing a flickering lantern moving through the fog, except no one is holding it. The so-called Lantern Lady appears and disappears without warning, her figure never clear, but her message unmistakable. The air turns colder, and it's as if time slips back to the Jazz Age. The Casablanca Inn is still open to visitors. Some come for the comfort and history. Others come hoping to glimpse the glowing sign of a long-gone smuggler, still watching the waves from her haunted balcony. Number 6. Private Daniel Hough, Fort Sumter, South Carolina. On the quiet morning of April 14th, 1861, Fort Sumter stood as the site of a brand new war, the Civil War. After a 34-hour bombardment, Union soldiers prepared to lower the flag and leave the fort, but tragedy struck when a ceremonial gun misfired during the salute.
It's over.
Private Daniel Hough was standing nearby. The explosion took his life, making him the first soldier to die in the Civil War. But according to legend, Private Hough never truly left Fort Sumter. Visitors and historians have reported strange occurrences near the site where the cannon once stood. Some claim they hear faint footsteps pacing, as if on guard duty, while others say they've seen the shadow of a soldier near the old powder magazine. Rangers who've worked at the fort long after closing hours speak of cold drafts that come and go without warning.
He's still on duty.
Tools are sometimes found moved from their place, and a few have even heard what sounds like a lone drumbeat echoing through the empty halls. Fort Sumter is a symbol of the war's beginning, but to some, it's also a place where the dead remain at post, and Private Hough, the first casualty of a long and painful war, may still be standing watch over the land he never left. Number 7. Sloss Furnaces, Birmingham, Alabama. In the heart of Birmingham, Alabama, the Sloss Furnaces once roared with fire and smoke, turning iron into steel. Built in 1881, it was the city's lifeblood, but also a place of back-breaking danger. Workers toiled through blazing heat with little safety, and accidents were sadly common.
You all have to work faster!
The most chilling legend, though, is tied to a foreman named James Slag Wormwood. Slag was known for being harsh, pushing his crew past their limits. Some say he made them work in conditions hotter than necessary just to meet quotas. Then one day, in the early 1900s, he slipped and fell from the top platform, right into a vat of molten iron. Witnesses were few, and rumors spread fast. Some believed he was pushed by angry workers. After that, strange things started happening. Night watchmen reported voices in the dark, tools moved by unseen hands, and the sound of footsteps echoing through empty halls. Some say they've seen a shadowy figure with glowing eyes wandering the catwalks, always near the spot where Slag fell. Today, Sloss Furnaces stands as a National Historic Landmark and hosts ghost tours each year. But ask anyone who's been alone inside after dark. They'll tell you the steel may be cold now, but the spirits are still very much alive. Number 8. Myrtles Plantation, St. Francisville, Louisiana. Just north of Baton Rouge, the Myrtles Plantation is wrapped in mist and mystery. Built in 1796, it's one of America's most famous haunted homes. Though it's a beautiful place with oak trees and iron gates, visitors quickly learn that it holds secrets from centuries past, especially one involving a ghost named Chloe.
Maybe I will add just a little.
According to legend, Chloe was an enslaved woman who worked in the house. In a tragic turn, she baked a poisoned cake, meant only to make her master sick, but instead, it killed his wife and 2 children. Chloe was hanged by other slaves in fear of punishment, and her ghost has lingered ever since. Guests have seen a woman in a green turban walking quietly through the house, especially near mirrors and hallways. Some say she peers into rooms at night, while others report hearing soft footsteps or whispers when no one else is around. Even in photos taken by tourists, her shadow sometimes appears, unexplained and chilling. Though historians debate the exact details, the stories refuse to die. The Myrtles is more than just a bed and breakfast. It's a place where the past walks alongside the present, and where Chloe's spirit might still be waiting just beyond the doorway. Number 9. Friendship Cemetery, Columbus, Mississippi. Friendship Cemetery in Columbus, Mississippi was founded in 1849 and is known as one of the most peaceful resting places in the South. But behind its iron gates, stories have long circulated of spirits who refuse to rest, especially those tied to the Civil War. Over 2,000 Confederate and Union soldiers are buried here, and it's said that some still walk the grounds, guarding their history. The most famous ghost is known as the Lady in White. She's often seen walking near the older tombstones in a flowing dress, usually just before dawn. Some believe she lost a loved one in the war and returns to visit his grave. Others say she may have died during the yellow fever outbreaks that swept through the South and never left.
She's still around. I have seen her move.
In 1866, local women famously decorated the graves of both Union and Confederate soldiers, a touching act that helped inspire Memorial Day. But with that deep respect came lasting energy, and many say the cemetery has never been quiet since. Shadows flit between headstones, and soft voices sometimes echo in the breeze. Today, people come to Friendship Cemetery to pay respects, but many leave with a story. Whether it's a chill in the air or a whisper in the silence, this peaceful ground holds more than memories. It holds mysteries that refuse to be buried. Number 10. The Greyman, Pawleys Island, South Carolina. Long before hurricanes hit the Carolina coast, a ghostly figure has been walking the shores of Pawleys Island. Known only as the Greyman, this silent spirit appears in a stormy mist. Often just before disaster strikes, locals say he first showed up in the early 1800s, warning families of an oncoming hurricane.
He's here. The storm is coming.
Those who see him are said to be spared from the worst, if they heed his warning. One popular version of the tale tells of a young man returning to his fiancée, galloping along the beach when his horse stumbled in the marsh and both drowned. Heartbroken, the woman claimed to see his ghost along the dunes, waving for her to leave. That night, a hurricane destroyed much of the island, but her family's home remained untouched. Since then, many believe the Greyman is a protector, not a threat. Witnesses say he doesn't speak. He simply appears, dressed in old-fashioned gray clothing, and disappears just as suddenly. His visits are never random. They always come before a big storm. Whether spirit, legend, or coastal guardian, the Greyman has become part of Pawleys Island's identity. And when the skies darken and the wind shifts, some residents still watch the shore, hoping or fearing to see him appear once more. Number 11. Haunted Pillar, Augusta, Georgia. In downtown Augusta once stood a lonely column known as the Haunted Pillar, the last remnant of a bustling 19th century market that was wiped out by a tornado in 1878. What made this pillar more than just a leftover piece of stone was the story that surrounded it, a tale of a curse, a preacher, and strange misfortunes. Legend has it that years before the storm, a traveling preacher was denied the right to speak at the market.
This place will be destroyed.
Angered, he stood on the spot and declared the place would be destroyed, leaving only one pillar behind. He added a chilling warning. Anyone who tried to move the pillar would be struck down. Decades later, the tornado hit, destroying the market, but oddly, the one pillar remained. Over the years, workers, tourists, and even construction crews said strange things happened near it. Tools would go missing, lights would flicker, and at least one person reportedly died.
Don't touch it!
Locals grew wary of walking too close, especially at night. Though the city eventually removed the pillar in 2016 after a car crash damaged it, the legend still lingers. Today you won't find the pillar standing, but the space it once occupied is still avoided by some. Because in Augusta, folks remember the curse, and many believe that what once haunted the pillar might still be watching that corner. Number 12. Weeping Woman of Hotel Dalton, Georgia. In the hills of northern Georgia sits the historic Hotel Dalton, a charming brick building with a story that chills the air inside. During the early 1900s, a young woman stayed at the hotel while waiting for her husband to return from business. Days passed, but he never came. Heartbroken and alone, she was found one morning in her room, lifeless, a letter clutched in her hand.
Sometimes I can hear a woman crying.
Ever since, guests have reported seeing a woman in a pale dress wandering the hallways at night. She's often near the third-floor window where she waited. Housekeepers claim to hear soft sobbing from empty rooms, and some guests wake to find damp spots on the floor, like fresh tears, though no water leak can be found. The staff call her the Weeping Woman. She's not angry or frightening, just sad, eternally waiting. Guests have tried speaking to her, even leaving flowers near her old room. Some say that calms the strange noises. Others claim she gently brushes their arm as if to thank them.
He never came back.
before disappearing into the shadows. Though the hotel has modernized, its ghostly resident has never checked out.
If you enjoy this video, please click the like button.
And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
See you in the next one.